Hi, and welcome to episode 25 of the PassionKnit Spinnery podcast. My name is Tracy. You can find me as Schnüffeltier on Ravelry and Instagram. There's a Ravelry group for the podcast. Would be great if you would join. And there's a blog where I put up partial show notes for my episodes. And thank you so much for being here. Today is my 1-year podiversary. I started this podcast a year ago. And yeah, I've only made it up to 25 episodes instead of 52, but yeah, it is what it is. I can't change that now. So I've been doing this for a whole year and I'm still feeling like a fool whenever I do it. So, okay. I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna start with what I'm wearing. I'm wearing my pinwheel cardigan. I knit this a few years ago out of Knit Picks Merino style. I'm gonna stand up to show you. Please don't judge anything you see except for me. This is what it looks like. It's knit from the center out. I like it. It's one of the very first cardigans I've ever knit. But this I-cord edging here, it took forever. I like how it turned out, but yeah, I will never ever do this again. I'm not wearing this a whole lot because it just, I think from the front, I mean, that's just very unflattering. It looks great from behind, like from the back, but from the front, it's just, it's weird. Oh, I mainly wear it at home, and that's where I am, so okay, my chair's not cooperating with me. Okay, the pattern for this sweater is a free pattern from Elan, or yeah, I would say elan.com, and you can find it on Ravelry. There's an adult version and the child's version. I of course knit the adult version, and like I said, I'm happy with it, but I will not wear it outside for this weird thing that's going on here. Okay, two of my recently finished objects. Knitting in the past. I showed this last week as a started pair of socks, and I asked on Instagram if I should turn my started socks into fingerless mitts because I really liked the yarn for mitts, and the majority said yeah, do that. So I did. I knit fingerless mitts out of this without a pattern. I just did what I thought was the right thing to do, and this is how they turned out. I'm really happy with it. I did, as you can see, a hole for my thumb, and I like that because they stay in place like this. They cannot, you know, get lost or just, you know, go down like that, because my they are secured here. And I've made several pairs of fingerless mitts before, and the ones that I made without a pattern I always made like this because I just like that. I have all my fingers free, which is important to me. I could have made them up here, I know, but I don't want that. I want to be able to type or, you know, steer a wheel or whatever. So yeah, I just made them the way I prefer them, which is, you know, would be stupid not to. So the yarn that I used is Quarry Fiber in the glitter base. The colorway is a TARDIS in the Park. It's a Doctor Who colorway, and I'm really happy with those. I have, of course, a ton of yarn left because that's just a pair of fingerless mitts. So I'm either going to knit a pair of shorty socks or a hat to go with the mitts. I'm not sure yet. I will decide on that whenever I get to it. But yes, here they are. I did write down what I did, so if anyone's interested in it, I will post a picture of my writings on Instagram, or I could, you know, make a real pattern of it, but I'm not sure if anyone would be interested in a real pattern for that. So I did write it down. So if you're interested, just let me know. Yeah. Awesome mitts. Knit on US 2s with 64 stitches because I'm a very tight knitter. And I did count my stitches, and I forgot to bring the piece of paper with me where I wrote it down, because if you are interested in knitting them the way I did, you should have similar gauge, or you know, they would fit a giant. So it's on the page for the pattern that I wrote down, if you look at that. You might notice that my words are weird today, and I'm very sorry, but that's just how it is. So we have to deal with that. Okay, they're done. I'm gonna put them over here. The next thing that I made is something off the Christmas list. I knit a bookworm. It looks like this. There's his little book. Isn't he cute? I think he's a he. He has super weird big eyes because it's a pattern by She Zombie, and all of her patterns are like this with super huge eyes. I did not embroider a mouth because I didn't like the look of that. I'm gonna show you. The pattern is from this book. It's called Stitching in the Stacks. It's a cooperative press book, and the worm is the very last pattern in the book. This is the original, and this is mine. The book will not stay the way it should be, but I don't care, really. It's a gift for my brother-in-law. He collects books, so he is a true bookworm, and I hope he will like it as just a piece of decoration for his home library. I used different leftovers that I had laying around and a US 3, a 3.25 millimeter needle to knit this, because when you knit a stuffy, you want to knit it on a very, very tight gauge so it doesn't the filling won't, or the stuffing will not show through the stitches. So very cute. The Bookworm by She Zombie. The pattern, I'm not giving away anything, but the pattern asks you to stuff the, you know, the very rear of the worm with something that's heavier, like dried beans or something like that, so it will, you know, stay where you put it. But I didn't do that. I just used polyfill, and when you put it on, you know, your bookshelf and lean it against the book, it will totally stay there. And I made it as a decoration for his bookshelves. So something finished off the Christmas list, because every time around Christmas I'm so much in love with all the things that I could make for myself. So I'm very proud whenever I get stuff done from my Christmas list. Now, that's it for knitting in the past. Knitting in the present, I only have one thing that I started yesterday. It is the My Dear. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and I couldn't find the designer anywhere on the pattern. It looks like this. It's a little deer hat, hunting style thingy. And I'm making this for a friend of mine. And I only have the hat so far, so it looks a bit weird. But this is the head of the deer. These things here indicate where the ears will go. The pattern is a free pattern on Ravelry. And yeah, I'm gonna turn the deer into a male deer. I have no idea what they are called. Is it just deer and doe? It's gonna be a male deer because I am going to do the antlers not in this natural white, which is hand spun. I'm gonna do the antlers in a light brown color that I'm gonna hold some Sakuran double. And then I want to attach a bow tie down here, a monocle around one of the eyes, of course, and maybe a little top hat or a mustache. I'm not sure yet. It's gonna be a hipster deer. It's gonna be for my friend, and I hope to have it finished soon because there are a ton of other things on my Christmas list still. But this and the hat for my husband that I've started and showed last week, the father cables, I didn't work on. Those are the last knitted things on my list. So I hope to finish the deer within the next few days. Super simple. The pattern is awesome. I'm really happy with it, and I'm a bit sad that I'm gonna give it away, but it's gonna go to a good home. So yes. Like I said, I'm using hand spun, which doesn't look like anything. It just looks like a ball of natural colored hand spun yarn. I used this for my bobble hat for the sheep, and yeah, it's a very scratchy yarn. I don't remember what it was, to be honest. I don't know, but it's very scratchy, so I would never ever knit something that I would wear, you know, on my skin. And it's perfect for stuff like this because you will not wear this around your neck. I mean, you could, but you would look totally weird. But yeah. Okay. Like I said, that's it for knitting in the present. I did not work on my husband's hat. And yeah. For knitting in the future, I still have not started my Fingerless shawl, but I will start this one today because I'm gonna go to a friend for you know, having coffee and knitting. And I need something mindless, and I cannot take the cabled hat because that's not mindless, and I cannot take the toy because I have to knit the ears next and have to do something every round, and it's just not, nah. I have to do this tonight when my husband is upstairs and the baby's in bed, and I have just time to sit down and concentrate on this, on the ears for the deer. So, Fingerless didn't start. I also want to knit a cardigan. I want to start this right after I finished all the Christmas knitting or the gifts. It's the Hoodie Shawl cardigan. That's what it's called. Here are some pattern pictures. It's knit with fingering weight yarn, and you start out with a triangle shaped shawl and you turn that into a hooded cardigan. The pattern is by Sosu. She's a German, but the pattern's in English, so you can get that. It's knit out of fingering weight yarn. And I first thought about using Wollmeise for it, but then I found this in my stash, and I'm not going to take it out. I'm just going to try to show you like this. This all is Drops Alpaca, and Drops Alpaca is a fingering weight. I know it says sport weight some places, but I would say it's a fingering weight. And I'm going to use those 3 colors for the cardigan because you need 3 colors for the cardigan. And I did knit a swatch. It looks like this. Of course, I did it with the darkest color because I had the most of that. You cannot see a whole lot. I mean, it's a swatch. It's just, you know, piece of stockinette knit. My problem right now is that I have 27 stitches on 4 inches and I need 24. So I have to go up a needle size, but I don't want to go up a needle size because then it will make the fabric way too floppy. So I will just knit the biggest size that's in a pattern. And that's 42, which is not referred to inches. Like I said, the designer is a German, and German sizes, you know, like Americans 10 and 12 and 14 are in the 30s, 40s upstairs. Upwards. I think the smallest size you can get for adult clothing is a 30, which is like extra small, or 3x small. And this pattern here is from a 34, 36, 38, 40, 42. And I am almost sure that this is not referred to inches. I'm sure it's the German sizing, which makes it a bit weird for all you people out there who work your patterns for bust measurements, because a 38 in German sizing is not 38 inches. That's a difference. The easiest way to convert this somehow is by using the letters. So a M would be 38. I know that's weird. It's hard to explain, but the pattern goes from a extra small to 1XL, basically. And I would need a medium to large, and I'm gonna use just the extra large numbers to knit this and hope for the best. Because I have a tendency to knit stuff that doesn't fit me in the end. It's either too large or too small, and I always make a gauge swatch, and yeah. Next year I will conquer sweater knitting. I will. Now that was quite a long talk about stuff, right? Okay, spinning. I finished spinning the last bobbin for my sweater. I got the bobbin on Monday and I spun it on Tuesday, I think. So I brought not the newest bobbin because that doesn't exist anymore. I just brought 2 bobbins of the spun yarn. It looks like this. I used 6 different braids of fiber to combine for a sweater spin. I'm gonna talk about all the fiber that I used when I'm done with this. My lighting just gets worse and worse. But I did manage to ply 2 bobbins so far. I plied those on my Bliss spinning wheel, just because the bobbins are nice and big. And I brought the other 2 bobbins, let's see if my large man hands will handle this, to show the difference between spun and plied yarn. So you can see here's the spun and here's the plied yarn. And the plied yarn is way lighter. It's not as dark as the spun. Can you see it? I think that's great for color. So it will be a worsted to Aran weight, which is great because that's exactly what I wanted. And I'm not sure yet what sweater to knit out of this, but I have a few ideas. So I hope to finish plying this during the week and can show you the finished yarn next week's podcast. Okay, new stuff. I got some knitting books. With 2 of them I'm really happy, with the 3rd one not so much, so let's start with those I really like. I got the Celtic Cable Shawls by Lucy Haig. This is just perfect. I love all the patterns in here. Here is a pattern index. So you get 7 patterns, 7 different shapes of shawl. And it's, like I said, it's perfect. They are just beautiful cabled shawls. I love cables, I love shawls. It's the perfect book for me. The next thing that I got is an ebook, and I printed it out so it looks a bit weird. I got a Barocco booklet, and it's the Barocco Colora. It's booklet number 364. And I got this specifically for a sweater pattern. All the patterns in here are by Amy Christophers. She's the new design person for Barocco, and I got this booklet because of this sweater, because I think this is the perfect sweater for handspun. And as I did like the other things in here, I decided to get the whole booklet for $11.50 instead of just the sweater pattern for $7.50, because I've talked about this before with the VAT added that all people in the European Union have to pay now for digital downloads. Patterns can be really, really expensive. I checked Brooklyn tweed patterns lately because I was interested in something. I think it was a hat, some hat. It's $7 for non-European Union people, but for me it would have been $8.76 or something like that, and that's just no. There is no way I'm gonna pay $9, almost $9 for a hat pattern. So I think this whole law thing changed a lot of people's minds on buying patterns, because before that I just bought patterns whenever I decided that I liked something. I said, you know what, it's $5, I'm gonna get it, I'm gonna knit it eventually. But for $7 or $8 or $9, I'm not gonna get stuff just because I like it. I'm gonna get stuff whenever I really, really want to cast it on. And that's just, yeah, it's sad. I think it's sad. Okay, this one I can recommend a lot. It's really nice. There are, I think, 7 patterns here as well. It's a scarf. Then there's one sweater, a cardi, another sweater, a cowl, a hat, and another cardi. I really, really like this. It's a great booklet. Now, the book that I'm not so happy about, and I'm gonna talk about it because I'm an honest person. It's this book. It's called These Islands, Knits from Ireland, Scotland, and Britain. Now, if you have a book with this premise on the front cover, you think about cables and Erin style and just the most awesome patterned things, and yeah, this book doesn't have those. I'm really sad about that. I got it from Amazon, and there was no real description for this. I just read it, saw the cover, and decided that I had to have it because it sounds awesome, right? Yeah. It's not so much, and I'm really, really sad about this. It has beautiful photography, I have to say that. And here, about the wool. That's one of the chapters. It sounds super interesting. And it's just about it's about two different yarn companies that are involved in this. Okay, it's only okay. It's not what I expected. Now the projects, it's called Project Photos. There's this baby hat, and I remember the movie Coneheads from the 80s. It reminds me of that. Then there's another hat, and I really can't even tell what the patterning is on here. A cowl. A shawl. Another shawl. A woven scarf shawl type thingy. And a pair of mittens, fingerless mitts. I like those. I really do. I might knit them. and some boot cuffs. And that's it. Now, again, knits from Ireland, Scotland, and Britain. It's not what I expected. Not at all. I thought about sending it back because it just is not what I wanted, but I really like the photography and I do like the fingerless mitts, and I'm gonna make those. But yeah, I'm not all too happy with it. If you like the patterns in here, go ahead, get it. It's only 10 euros, so it's, you know, not a big investment, but it's just not what I wanted or what I expected from a book with this saying on the cover. It's a very small book too. It has only 60 pages, so it's really small. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I like the fingerless mitts a lot, and I do like one of the shawls, but it's not what I expected. So, indie of the week. Don't have any indie of the week because I'm not working with stuff right now. I haven't read a single word again this week. I hope that changes soon after all the Christmas gifts are done, because I will not get to it before. So that leaves me with sewing. There's not a lot of sewing either this week, so we'll be quick. I made a neck pillow. Looks like this. This is a free pattern somewhere on the interwebs. I used, this one is a nice purple fabric, a bright teal, and this gray and white. This is for my book collecting brother-in-law again, because it's super nice to just pop in your neck and just lay down and read. So, and purple's his favorite color, so I made this for him. This is a really, really quick gift. If you need something quick and easy for someone to make, this is awesome. It takes under an hour from start to finish. Perfect gift. And then, just because I don't need those really, I just wanted to make them, I made some DPN cozies, or just needle cozies. I made this one. And they're all just made out of fabric that I had laying around, so that's the inside. It's apples. This one is for me, will stay with me. The cute little gnomes. And just on the inside. And strawberry fabric. I really like this one. And again, just some plaid. Is it plaid, or is there a different word for this? I don't know yet what to do with them, to be honest, because I have a few that I bought from different people, and I made this one for myself. I'm gonna keep it, and those two I might gift for Christmas. So we'll see. And that's all that I did sew this week. I started picking out fabrics for my mom's gift. She wants me to sew her a purse, and she decided on a pattern, and I decided on the fabrics that I'm going to use, and I'm going to show my progress on that maybe next week if I have any progress, because she's not watching the podcast, so I can show it. And that's it. Don't have anything else to talk about. I hope to get this up with a little bit of a better quality. I don't know what I'm doing wrong all the time. We'll see if it works or not. And yeah, I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful week. Enjoy everything you do. We talk again next week, and until then, there it is. Bye.